Ugh, it's been a week since Troy stopped showing up at work. All right, I'm going to work hard today. Wait, what?
Long time no see. What are my tasks today?
Trouble Busters!
My name is Helen. I'm 27 and I've recently been promoted to a leadership position at sales department. We've been getting a lot of new team members and I was motivated to work with them, but something concerning has happened. Troy, will you summarize this document?
Me? I haven't really done a task like that, so I'll pass.
Pass? Troy, you're new here and I thought this might be a good practice for you.
I can't do what I can't do. You should ask someone who's more fit to take care of that task.
That's true, but
My mommy wouldn't even nag me over something like this. So annoying!
what? Ugh, it's been a week since Troy stopped showing up at work. I tried calling him and visiting him at home, but I wonder where he went.
Troy isn't here again, huh?
Sir, I'm so sorry. I should have worked with him better.
Don't worry about it. But then, if he continues to choose not to show up to work, we're going to have to take some actions.
Will you please give him a little more time? I'll make sure he starts showing up to work.
I'll try to talk to the upper management to see what I can do for you.
Thank you. I don't know if I'll ever become a good leader. I wonder where Troy went.
Hey, everyone! Let's enjoy this party!
Wow, I hear some loud party inside that private room.
All right, now let's have Troy give us a speech as the man of the subject.
Huh? Did he just say Troy?
My name is Troy, and I've recently been hired at our company. I'm sure some of you have already met me, and I look forward to getting to know all of you here. You'll be making plenty of income with this job, so you better work hard. Of course! My previous workplace was just a bunch of nerds who had no idea what they were doing.
What? I was trying so hard to get Troy to come back to work, and I never thought he'd be betraying us like this. Everyone's been trusting that Troy will be back soon. I'm not letting him get away with this. Trouble Busters! All right, I'm going to work hard today. Wait, what?
Long time no see. What are my tasks today?
Huh? Yes?
Where's my desk?
We don't have your desk anymore.
What are you talking about? I can't possibly work if I don't have an assigned desk.
What made you think you'd still have a desk here?
What do you mean?
You've been gone for 2 years. We already assumed you weren't coming back.
Oh, has it been that long?
Oh, stop acting so nostalgic.
Well then, let's go ahead and talk to General Affairs and order a new desk and a laptop.
Look, Troy, I'm sorry to break the bad news, but you're no longer working at this company.
What do you mean I don't work at this company any longer?
I mean exactly what I said.
But isn't that bad? You can't possibly fire me without even notifying me. I deserved some kind of communication from you.
Troy, have you been checking your mail?
What era are we in? I never check my mail. Everything is done by email. Who still checks those things? Why didn't you direct message me or something?
It's up to what you believe in, but all the important documents have been sent to you via mail. You should start checking them.
So, what are you exactly trying to say about the mail?
Our company sent you a notification of voluntary termination.
I see, but I had no idea.
You're here expecting us to reinstate your position, so I can tell that you had no idea.
If I had no idea that document existed, it means that it never did. I think, therefore I am. Have you ever heard?
I have, and I know.
There you go. Since I'm not aware of that document, it doesn't exist. This makes that document invalid, and I still work for this company.
Your philosophy lacks sanity. Besides, the notice had been delivered to your house for sure.
You may have sent it to us, but I never approved the content. You removed my seat disregarding my will. I know this is illegal.
We made sure we followed the proper steps leading up to removing your desk. We made sure we got a return receipt of the delivered mail.
Are you sure about that?
Of course I am.
Oh, by the way, what was the reason? Depending on your answer, I'm gonna sue this company, so you better choose your words wisely.
You were terminated because of unexcused absences. You neglected to come to work for a month without communicating with us. As you said, communication is important. Since you never reached out to us, your absences were deemed unexcused.
So, you're saying I should have had a cause to those unexcused absences?
I mean, if you had a reasonable cause and explanation, you have a chance of having your job reinstated here. Did something happen?
Of course! The cause of my unexcused absences were the fact that this company continued to make me perform job duties that weren't fit for me.
What?
I was assigned as a sales rep and I'm fit to perform sales talk. I only know how to type certain documents on the computer. But Helen, you tried to make me summarize a document. That was the reason why I stopped coming to work.
Wow, this is ridiculous. If you don't know how to use the computer, I could have taught you how. You're never going to learn anything if you don't challenge things that you've never done.
There's no point in trying to get better at what I can't do. It's better to work on focusing on the strengths. If you tell a turtle to hurry up and run, it can't do what it can't do, right? But turtles have a hard shell. I hope you understand that metaphor. And I have my mouth just like the turtle has its shell.
Even then, I never saw you going out to clients' offices. You were sitting in front of the computer all the time, but what exactly were you doing?
I was never taught.
What?
You never taught me how to go visit the client's office.
I mean, you worked here for only 2 days, so I never had the chance to take you to the client's office. But are you saying that you couldn't do it because you've never been taught?
That's right. This was my first time working an office job. I wouldn't have been able to do anything unless you taught me from scratch. You should have considered me a newborn baby.
What kind of baby is so much argument? In that case, you should have talked to me to tell me that you wanted to learn how to go visit the client's offices.
You never taught me.
What do you mean?
You never taught me how to ask you questions. I didn't know when, where, and how to ask you any questions. How could you expect me to do what you never taught me?
You should have learned how to do that in elementary school. You need to raise your hand and wait until it's your turn.
Oh, was that it? So, this company takes methods that are taken at elementary school. I'll be careful moving forward.
Ugh, why do I feel like you're looking down on us?
Okay then, since I wasn't communicating thoroughly enough on my end too, we weren't able to understand each other's intention. However, this is something that we can solve. We can talk about the way we are right now. We'll ultimately understand each other.
But even then, you missed work for a month. In fact, for 2 years leading up to this day, you don't have a valid reason for that.
That wasn't it though. The company caused this to happen.
What do you mean?
That's right. Why is this company closed on weekends and holidays?
I think it's normal.
When I go out on weekends and holidays, every place that I go tends to be crowded. I don't like dealing with people. Wherever I go, I see nothing but other people. I'd have to go on a wait list just to eat lunch. And when I go to a bookstore, there would be a bunch of people. I can't even spend a relaxing time going anywhere. I would have rather been off on weekdays than weekends.
But then this company has operated this way all this time.
Are you not going to value an individual's opinion? Your organization is gonna fail down the road.
I believe our business would fail if we let you do whatever you want. Besides, we made sure we stated that this job is going to be having you off on weekends and holidays when we made the job listing to begin with. You applied for this job agreeing to what was listed, so it's not something you get to argue about.
But it's so hard to find a job nowadays. We can't possibly pick and choose whichever condition that we want.
But that doesn't make it okay for you to demand to change your days off as soon as you get hired.
You keep looking for flaws to everything I say.
No, Troy, you are completely in the wrong. Anyways, the notice of termination we sent you is valid. Please leave now.
Well then, let me be honest with you. I never planned on telling this to anyone, but...
What is it? Are you trying to give even more excuses for your unexcused absences?
I was actually in Mexico to study Spanish. This was why it took me 2 years to come back to work. Lo siento mucho.
Study Spanish? Even if that's true, his Spanish pronunciation doesn't seem to be too great at all.
Yup, I figured it'll only benefit your company to have bilingual team members so that your company can expand globally, and that's why I was in Mexico. I did this all for the company.
You were in Mexico for 2 years?
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about this photo then?
Oh.
This photo is from a hiring ad for another company. Troy, this looks like you. You look like you're having fun with your colleagues.
Oh, that was,
And this company is located in our state, but I thought you were supposed to be in Mexico.
I have a friend who works for that company, and I'm sure they happen to use that photo from when all of us were hanging out.
Does that mean this photo isn't a photo of their employees?
Of course not. I belong to this company.
What about this then? The same company has a blog on their official website, and it shows this gentleman who works at General Affairs, and his name is Troy. It says, "This is a fun workplace, and I get along with all my colleagues." Who is this?
Oh, Troy is a common name that you'd find anywhere. You can't accuse me like that.
But look at that photo. Your face is clearly on there.
It must be because I'm close to my friend and he decided to use a photo of me. So what if there's a photo of me? Who cares?
You just wouldn't admit it. Ugh, fine. I'll give you that other evidence.
What else do you have? Can we just stop talking about this?
Do you know a gentleman named Julio?
Yikes! Julio is my friend, but...
Julio actually gave me a call.
What? Did he?
Yes, Julio said that you'd stopped showing up at work and that he wanted to see if I knew where you were.
Damn it! He knew that I wouldn't have been working at this company anymore!
I'm sure he was calling a lot of people about the same subject. I took advantage of that call to find out some things about you, Troy. While you were on unexcused absences with us, you were working at Snowman Corporation.
No! That's not true! Julio was lying to you!
I can do my research to find out the truth. Are you still going to tell me that you weren't working at Snowman Corporation?
Okay, fine. I worked there.
Ugh, you finally admit.
My friend Julio asked me to work there and I had no choice, even though I didn't want to. But then, that company wasn't at the right level for me, so I decided to quit. There shouldn't be any problem with this, right?
What?
This company doesn't prohibit anyone from having a second job, right? But you terminated me saying that I had another job, and that's not going to be a valid termination.
You're right about that.
Thanks for admitting to it. I'll be kind enough not to file a lawsuit against you. In exchange, I'd like to ask for weekdays off. This is something you can accommodate, right?
No, we're not reinstating your position.
But then this company allows second jobs, right? You can't possibly punish me for the fact that I was working at another company.
You're switching the subjects.
No, I'm not.
What I'm talking about right now is regarding the fact that you were gone for 2 years. You were working at another company, which tells me that you were in the States. You never went to Mexico to study Spanish.
Oh, did I say that?
You're looking for an arguing point to everything I say, and you're not keeping an eye on the bigger picture here. Anyways, you were working in this area, and you chose not to show up to work at our office, right?
What happens if I tell you that you're right?
You've been on unexcused absences that had no valid reason for us to accommodate, and you have abandoned your job at that point.
What? That's ridiculous! Why are you so mean to me? My mommy never treats me so mean. Can't I just come back and work here?
Of course not. There was also something else that I needed to tell you.
What? What else do you have for me? Oh, is this a prank? Where's the camera?
This isn't a TV show. This is reality. Let me break the news. Our company plans on charging you a compensation for the damages that you have caused.
What? You're kidding me! Not only are you telling me that I lost my job here, but you're also trying to take money from me. You can't do that!
I'm being completely logical here. The company is expecting you to compensate for the damages that you caused. You're just paying what you owe.
Damages? What damages? This was just about whether me, a newbie, shows up to work or not. There's no way your company would have taken any damages.
He's suddenly pretending to speak respectfully. I can tell that he's panicking. Yes, there were. By our state law, termination of employment occurs 2 weeks after the intention of such resignation or discharge has been communicated. This means that you were still technically with us for the 2 weeks that you skipped work, which caused a default of debt for our labor. There had been a prior trial where the court found this as damages being caused to the business in the past. And I'm sure things will go the same for this case.
I lost my job. I can't possibly be liable to pay for any damages that you're talking about.
You did this to yourself. Just because you didn't like something about the job, you decided to ditch work and start working at another company. Don't you have some common decency?
I have my own ways of doing things. Why don't you even try to understand me?
Let me ask you then, have you ever tried to understand those others around you?
What?
We have quite a diversity around at this company. We don't need a team member like you. After knowing that all you do is talk about your own opinions and preferences without being open to what others would tell you.
I wasn't trying to act like that. Who are these people?
These are your colleagues who have taken care of your tasks while you were on unapproved absences. They were covering your missing labor all along. When I consider how they would feel, I can't possibly reinstate your position with this company.
That's right. Do you even realize how much trouble you caused us?
You haven't even apologized about what you've done, and you're shamelessly trying to get your job back. This is what everyone has to say about you. Do you have anything for us?
Hold on a second. If I don't get to work at this company, I'm not going to be making any income. I don't mind if you take me back as a contractor, so I need you to hire me again.
Why would we want to rehire someone who would skip work without approval? We're done talking. We'll be sending you a written notice, so make sure you check your mail this time around. Can I get the security to take him away, please?
Does anyone have any mercy on me? Anyone?
All right, everyone, let's get back to work. We have a lot to take care of today. The company filed a lawsuit against Troy to have him compensate for the damages that he caused. Because he needed money for what he owed, in addition to the income he needed to support himself, he tried to go back to Snowman Corporation. Needless to say, they did not take him back. He currently works several part-time jobs trying to make enough income to support his living. As for me, I've been enjoying work every day as I'm supported by my hard-working colleagues. Troublebusters!